Hey guys, how's it going? It is me, Josh Lloyd, here, ready to look ahead to the games on what day is it? On Tuesday. 5 games in the NBA, low slate, of course. Tons of weird stuff happening yesterday. With injuries, we just got an injury report dump from the NBA. Let's check out anything that happened there. No, nothing interesting. Okay, that's good news. What are we looking at here? So what do we... Well, the Wolves just announced their lineup, same as usual. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Towns, and Gobert. I might as well chuck the starting lineup screen across so you guys can see it. Why is that not on the right page? This is the page we want. Yep. Let's chuck that across so you can see what we do know for the day. We've got the Magic starting again. Suggs, Houston, Okeke, Banchero, and Goga Badadze, so that means that Markel Fultz is off on the bench and Anthony Black, Mr. Black, is coming off the bench. The Blazers are starting Scoot, Simons, Kumara, Grant, and Dwop Reith with DeAndre Ayton out. The Wolves lineup is confirmed. Kevin Huerter is going to start instead of Chris Duarte. Man, that's how bad Chris Duarte is. So that lineup's confirmed. Fox, Huerter, Barnes, Murray, and Sabonis. What other statuses are we waiting on? Matisse Thybulle still questionable. Jaren Jackson is questionable. Santi Aldama is doubtful. Luka Doncic and Grant Williams are probable. LeBron is a fake questionable. Rui is doubtful. Anthony Davis is a fake probable. Who is in or out? Wendell is out. Gary Harris is out. Ingles is out. Isaac is out. Wagner is out. Cade is out. Isaiah Stewart is out. DeAndre Ayton and Jabari Walker out. That really does bump Reith's value way up. Exum, Lively, Kleber are out for Dallas. And Christian Koloko and Jakob Poeltl are out for Toronto. Whew. That is where we're at. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you guys here. We're still waiting on the Pistons lineup. I'm just expecting that it is Hayes that's going to start with Cade Cunningham out. And I'd love to see if they give more minutes to Asar Thompson. I don't think they will, but Thompson should maybe get some more. And then you got Sasa, you got Burks, Hayes, Ivy with more ball handling, I'm bloody hoping. The other big question is going to be, what does Toronto do? There's a couple of options. They could start Boucher. They could start Jonte Porter. They could start Thad Young. They could start Gary Trent. They could start Dennis Schroeder. There's 5 different options, I think, for the Raptors, which makes it confusing. Boucher is still the ad, and I went and added him personally in one of my leagues today. Missed out on all of the all the Pacers replacements, unfortunately. How are you guys going? Everyone good here this morning in the chat? I've going all right. I see Angela's in here. Hello, Angela. Would I prioritize McConnell or Ivy for tomorrow's game? I don't know. Michael, your league sounds very, very shallow if McConnell has not been added, so it is very clearly him. Kevin Doherty, the DB squad captain. Well done, my guy. You got some thoughts on why some teams are named after states and why others city they're playing? Yeah, what is it? It's the Minnesota one I know. It's because of Minneapolis, St. Paul. They're not going to say both of those, but all Minnesota teams are called Minnesota. And Utah's only really got the Jazz, so that's them. But why is the Colorado Rockies, Colorado Avalanche, Denver Nuggets, Denver Broncos? What's going on with that? That doesn't make any sense. Then the other one is Indiana Pacers, Indianapolis Colts. What other ones are there? I can't think of any other ones. Am I missing something else? I think they're the only ones, aren't they? Anyway, if you've got any others that are named on that are just states and not cities, let me know. Am I expecting JJJ to play? Honestly, I don't have a good feel on it either way. It's Elo says he was double banging before it was cool. Good for you. Have I listened to Drew and Mike's pod about Draymond? I have not listened to anything regarding Draymond, no. Oh, actually, sorry. Cats in Oakland, Yuri. Drew and Mike, I know you established the run. Yes, I did. I listened to that this morning. Yeah, it was really good. I haven't listened to the Draymond stuff, but I did hear Drew and Mike talk about it, yes. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Los Angeles, LA Clippers versus LA Lakers? Well, they're both just called LA. It's not state-based. There's no California teams called... No, the Golden State Warriors is the only one that's close to that. Killian Hayes is starting for the Pistons, so that's confirmed. We knew that. Hayes, Ivy, Livers, Bogdanovic, and Duran. So that's all the early lineups. The Knicks is going to be next. We know what that lineup's going to be. The Grizzlies, we assume that it is Kennard, but what do they do at center? Are they going to fake Xavier Tillman start us? Are they going to start Biyombo? Are they going to start Jackson and have Vince Williams in there? There's a lot that can happen with Memphis. Dallas is pretty straightforward. Toronto is the other big question. The Lakers should be pretty straightforward as well in terms of starting lineups for today. Florida Panthers. Oh, yeah, there you go. Because I was thinking Florida Marlins, but obviously they changed that one to Miami Marlins. So, yeah, Florida Panthers. In Colorado, there's large mountains at Avalanche. I know that. That's my problem. My question is not the Avalanche. My question is, why is it Colorado? Why isn't it Denver? That's my question. Streams of the day. Let's do the dribble game, Victor. Streams of the day. I'll go through that in a sec, but let's do some dribble game stuff now. All right. So where are we at? Who we got up today? RJ Barrett to CJ McCollum. All right. Knicks. Well, Julius Randle. Randle didn't play in the Pelicans with McCollum. So who did CJ play with that is in Toronto? Any Pelicans? Otto Porter? Did he ever play with CJ? No. RJ. RJ was quickly. He never played with CJ. Barnes, Pirtle never played with McCollum. Boucher. Trent. Gary Trent Jr. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. Streams of the day. Let's see. There's quite a few. A lot of them are the Pistons guys. Boucher. It's probably actually Boucher is the best stream of the day. Let's have a look. Goga projects pretty well. Goga, Dante DiVincenzo, Killian Hayes, Derek Jones, Dwop Reith, Vince Williams, Okeke, Boucher, Burks, Wagner. Yeah, some interesting names there. I think I'm gonna make a tweak on Boucher. His numbers don't seem quite right for today, so I'm gonna go and have a look at that. See what adjustments I can make on the daily projection side. As we just monitor more news, and I'll get to some questions for you in a sec. I just want to go and check these Boucher numbers. Something's just not quite sitting right on that. All right, Boucher. No, that's it seems okay. Not really sure what I'm seeing there. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting to see what the Raptors do today. That's one of probably the big questions, I think, of today's action, to see exactly what does happen there without Pirtle. Because it's going to be a extended break here for no Jakob. Okay. Julian Strauss is still out for the Nuggets. We know this. Brooks and Eason remain out for the Rockets. We know that as well. What else is going on here? How high am I on pods in a points league? Not that high. He's going to play 30, maybe. Like, the Draymond thing will be interesting. The Warriors are still so in flux, man. It's so hard to judge. I like pods more in a category league than a points league. He's still worth having, but yeah, I'm a bit funny with it. The Angels were the California Angels before. Yeah, now what are they? Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? They're not California anymore, though. Can I give the Browns your blessing? No, because the Dolphins are playing. And I want the Texans to beat the Browns. So there you go. So no. Although I'm glad that Deshaun Watson's not playing, so that's good. So I can feel okay about being there for the Browns. I just want teams to win that don't normally win. So I'm Dolphins, obviously. Texans, Browns. Something interesting like that to happen would be very interesting. How about Shaden Sharp? Is he back? I don't know. He played 40 minutes last game. He played okay. Wouldn't say he was awesome. Is he back? I'm not sure. Arizona Cardinals, yeah. And they used to be the Phoenix Cardinals, and they changed to the Arizona Cardinals, and then the Phoenix Coyotes used to be... Did they ever change to Arizona Coyotes? No, I don't think they did. Phoenix Sun... Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either. A week ago, you said Draymond was a must-add. More recently, you've been saying you're not so sure about him. What changed? I don't know. I'm trying to think about how I view Draymond. I think the thing is that must-add means someone should grab him, right? He's not going to fit every single team. It's probably not a must in a points league. I'm more on the side of it being a must-add. I'm still like... I guess I worry a little bit about what direction the Warriors go here, maybe a little bit more now with so much uncertainty, but I still think you should add him. Any more potential upside with Cam Johnson? He can do more in the steals category, so he can... Like, his best case is probably top 70, I think. Oh, yeah, I've never been to Colorado, Andy. It's a long way from here, but I've never been there. Oh, yeah, Texas Rangers as well. It's weird. Why? Why do they do it? Yeah, no, I've never been to Colorado. So they are Arizona. They are Arizona Coyotes now, are they? Or are they Phoenix? I don't know. I haven't kept up with them. Because they're out in Tempe. I think they're in Tempe now, aren't they? Yeah, all the Minnesotas, Concase. All the Minnesotas are. Minnesota Twins, Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Minnesota Wild. It's because that one's obvious. It's the Minneapolis-St. Paul thing. They don't want to differentiate between each of the two twin cities. Femi says, how would I prioritize the ads? Fultz, Smith, Caruso, and Jones. Well, Smith's not a good ad given the week. Fultz I'm not that interested in. It's probably Caruso, I think. Oh, yeah, Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, Charlotte Hornets, Carolina Hurricanes. Why is this? What is the point of it? I have not made any sort of hire on this yet. I'm still sifting. We've got like 100 or so applications, so I'm still sifting through. It's unfortunately, it's just taking time. Where do I think NBA expansions? Like, it's going to be Seattle and Vegas. I don't think there's really any question about that. Yeah, they do. That's why I said they're in Tempe, because they're at Arizona State, and it's like a tiny arena with terrible locker rooms. This is the Coyotes. And Arizona State is in Tempe. Oh, hang on. Yeah, because the Wildcats are Tucson, and the Sun Devils are Tempe. Yes, Boucher is an ad. It did used to be Minneapolis Lakers. That's true, but that was like 50 years ago. Oh, yeah, the New England Patriots. I forgot about that one. It's like Golden State Warriors. It's a terrible name. But I suppose they're not actually in Boston. Isn't Foxborough like 45 minutes outside of Boston? Thank you. Yeah. Exactly. How many sports do I follow? I follow the NBA. I follow Australian football. I tangentially follow the NFL and college football. I tangentially follow baseball and the NHL, but not like super into it. I'm not that deep into it. Sleeper game lock mode. Do I drop McConnell and stream the slot for 2 weeks? Why would you drop McConnell? No, you don't drop McConnell at all. Oh, yeah, the Quebec Nordiques. Although I guess the thing with... they played in Quebec City, didn't they? So that counts both ways, because Quebec City is the city in Quebec, along with Montreal, but they played at Quebec City. Vegas and Seattle both in the West. Yeah, and then they'll move Memphis or New Orleans across to the East, because they're very East, man. I think Memphis and New Orleans more Eastern than Chicago. I think well, they're all pretty close to it anyway. If I could redraft today, who would I take 1, 2, 3 in fantasy? Shea, Jokic. Don't know about Embiid anymore. Probably Shea and Jokic 1 or 2 without really any hesitation. The Washington Wizards aren't even in Washington. Yes, they are. What are you talking about? You're the only one who thinks Mays can give good minutes to the Lakers. So who do you think he's replacing in the rotation? Is he taking minutes away from D'Angelo Russell? Is he taking minutes away from Austin Reeves? Like, whose minutes do you think he's taking? Super Bowl predictions. Dolphins and 49ers. Although realistically, Ravens and 49ers. Seattle Storm, Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, but that's the city. That's what we're talking about. Quebec City in French is just Quebec. Really? I didn't know that. Interesting. You wouldn't take Wemby top 3? No, not this year. He's not even close to top 3 at the moment. No, I would not. Is TJ a must in 12-team CAD if I don't need assists and steals? I'm projected to win these 2. Yeah, and then see if you can flip it over. I think you still got to add him. And you also would love to take your back-end player and get maybe a top 60 guy, take it off the wire so nobody else gets it. I think that's a better strategy. Is Hartenstein a sell high? What is to suggest? I don't think his minutes are going anywhere. I guess some of the stuff is a little high. No one's buying it though, so I don't really see that. What have we got? 15 more minutes left here. Washington Commanders, Washington Capitals. Yes, but Washington is the name of the city. So that doesn't apply. Washington's the name of the city. Huh? Maybe I'm wrong. Is Alec Burks must roster over Nick Richards? No, I don't think so. Do I think Drummond keeps it? No, I don't. Vooch will get the minutes off him pretty soon. Would I start Vince Williams or Dennis Schroeder today in a points league? I'd start Dennis Schroeder. Is it wrong to keep day-to-day players in your IR? No. Well, I'm sure what happens, though, again, haven't played on ESPN for years, it just means you can't make any moves, yeah? You can't make any waiver ads. So I don't actually think it's that much of a problem. I fucking hate shutdown questions. Is it likely they shut down? Look, how often does this actually happen where it's not the last 2 weeks of the season? The answer is basically never. And I think the league is going to be eagle-eyed on watching this stuff. Don't play towards the end of the season. I hope you don't. But they're obviously not going anywhere. They are going to be more cautious with Bane and Jaren now for sure. But I think they would love to be able to get Bane onto the All-NBA team. They would love for Jaren Jackson to jump onto an all-defense team. And the players would too. So I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as some people just think, well, next week these guys are done for the season. That's not the case. I think you'll have problems in April for sure. Like there's no question about that. There'll be problems with it. But not now. Favorite rappers? I don't have any. I don't listen to any rap music. I'm an old white guy. It's just not for me. So I couldn't tell you. District of Columbia equals Washington. Yes, it is. I'm not sure of this Washington thing. Washington, D.C. is... No, D.C. is the state, the District of Columbia, and the city is Washington. What is Washington then if it's not a city? Washington is a city. Have I lost my mind? Washington, comma, D.C. Washington is the city. Surely. Am I wrong? What are my opinions on 2-week playoff games? That they exist. What are you asking me? Ask me a proper question. No more news coming up yet. Nothing else. Juan Toscano Anderson's back on a 10-day with the Kings. Do I think the Celtics are starting? Yes, they are. They're in a little middle of a 5-game in 8-day window, which is always an issue for teams in terms of managing load. Porzingis has been injured. Tatum hurt his ankle. Horford's old. Drew's had an elbow problem. They're cruising. So yes, they are clearly resting them because of their banged upness and where they're sitting. How popular is marijuana in Australia? I don't know. It's illegal here. I don't even know how to answer that. Okay. In Europe, countries play in other countries like Andorra in the Basketball Spanish League. Yeah, like Toronto in the NBA. Andorra is like it's tiniest country. Carmen Lapano, do I think we should... Well, you haven't watched the show from earlier today, have you? Yes, you should. I don't even know how to answer this, CFE. How do I come up with nicknames? I just do. Like, I don't know. That's just how my brain works on it. Josh, I'm wrong. On what? On Washington? I'm not. Washington is the city. Is that what you're telling me I'm wrong on? No, the District of Columbia is the district. Washington is the city. I'm gonna have to go and... What do I have to go through faster, YYC? There's nothing for me to talk about. There's no news coming through. We're waiting to see what stuff's happening. I'm in Melbourne. Do I see Bruce Brown producing? Like, what do you mean? Like, yes, but I don't think he's a 12-team league guy at this point. The pickup is Boucher. Does Fantrax allow you to cheat with IR? It's not cheating. Moving players in and out of IR a couple of days ahead to get extra games. Not cheating. But yes, you can do that. But also not cheating. And like... this sort of thing that people always say, oh, look at this thing. If you have matchup acquisition limits, this stuff can be, like, I don't know, it can be managed pretty easily. I just don't think it's as big a deal as some people do. How many countries? I don't know. It's like 15, 16 maybe. I'm not an art collector, no. These are from a company called Displate. They're metallic prints from Displate. Nick Smith Jr. able to get a solid role. At the moment, he's playing pretty well. There's a ton of guys out. I do think that there'll be a chance for him. Like, at some point, they're not going to run with Ish Smith. At some point, they're going to see Nick Smith is better than Bryce McGowan's. But I think that this will be a February, March thing. I don't know if it'll be enough to be anything more than a short-term stream thing with Nick, but we'd have to wait for a few different things to transpire. But he's someone I'm definitely keeping an eye on, yeah. Who would be the player to build around Wembanyama? Is Sabonis a must-have? Like what? Isn't it some franchise simply gives themselves a name of the state to make the... I assume that's what it is. Also, Utah just sounds better than Salt Lake City. Is Richardson valuable in a 16-team points? Well, with Kyle Lowry out, Butler out, he's actually a 12-team league stream guy at the moment. I don't have any NFT. That's not true. I've got some top shots that they gave me when the site opened, so no. I would love for McDonald's to sponsor the channel again. Suggs or Reith point stream. Just take Suggs. You've got more long-term value there. Yes, Philip. I know that it's not a state; it's a district. The question is that Washington is a city in the District of Columbia. That's what I'm debating with people. Grant Williams is playing. Luka is playing. Exum, Kleber, and Lively are out. Do I think Chuma Okeke is better or worse than Biyombo? He's worse than Biyombo. Okeke is a pretty bad per-minute player. Biyombo has much more longer-term value as well. Okeke will be out of the rotation soon. He's just not going to play. Whereas I think Biyombo is probably going to start most of the season, would be my guess. So I'd very easily go Biyombo. Who's the best Australian basketball player right now? It's probably still Giddy, unless I'm missing someone. It's not Josh Green. It's not Simmons, obviously. Dwight Reith's playing well, but it's not him. Jock Landau's doing nothing. Ingles is out. It's Giddy, isn't it? Dyson Dent? No, it's Giddy. Am I missing somebody? Well, it's Kyrie, but yeah. Do we look to trade those players on the 2 week? Look, yes. I think you should. But it would depend on what I'd get back. I think trading Luka away for Sabonis is not a good deal. If I got Shea back, I would do it. Yeah, I don't know. To build, but I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Is Dennis Smith a must roster? No, Ricardo. He plays one game this week. He's a backup who's trending upwards, and we keep an eye on it, and we definitely stream him in for the game on Thursday, but that's it at this point. Kyrie is Australian, yeah. Did LeBron prove me wrong this year? Probably, yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be as good as he's been, for sure. Have I met Dellavedova or Bogut? No, I have not. The only Australian NBA player that I've met in a situation that's not like at Summer League is Dante Exum or when Joe Ingles was on the podcast. I think that's it. Jabari or TJ in points? I assume Jabari Smith, you mean? That's tough. I would want both in most situations. And I just have more confidence in Jabari longer term, so I'd probably lean him. I wouldn't want to drop him, but it would depend. If I'm in a league that's really shallow and people aren't just going to add Jabari, then I would move on, take TJ, then get someone back later. But if your league's that shallow where you're considering dropping Smith, then maybe you're all right. Has Giddy played better than Exum this season? That's a really good question, CJ. Probably not. Yeah, Texas Rangers is one. I just don't. Yeah. So why would, let's use Texas Rangers as an example. Why would Texas Rangers be called Texas Rangers and not Dallas? Or actually, they're not in Dallas, are they? Aren't they? They're outside Dallas. Maybe that's it. But the Dallas Cowboys aren't in Dallas either. They're out, aren't they? Like 40 minutes, 50 minutes outside Dallas. Would I want Woj or Shams' career? I'd want their money, but not their career. Their career sounds miserable, to be honest. Woj, though, is, to his credit, seeming to like push away from a lot of that stuff because he just realized how like draining, I guess, that whole thing is. What are my thoughts on the Christmas wreath? Well, while Jabari Walker is out, that really boosts him. To me, the Ayton thing is key, right? But if it's Reith and Walker both splitting the minutes, it limits Reith's upside to probably not be a must in 12s. But with Jabari out, he's going to play 35, maybe 40 minutes. So he's really good out in that scenario. Balcony fixed. It is not Oscar. So like all these tradies have a bloody holiday across Christmas, so no one's been out to fix it yet. Still waiting on insurance. It's just a pain in the ass. No word on JJ prior to lock. No, you're not going to get it. That game's not for another 1.5 hours. You're not going to get that info, I don't think. Arlington, yeah, that's it. Why couldn't I think of that? That's where Texas and the Rangers and the Cowboys are there, aren't they? Why Wemby not Shea to build around? Because Wemby's like 6-7 years younger, and I think he's actually going to be like... Shea's awesome. I think Wemby's going to be ridiculous. So, yeah, that's what I would want. How much longer do I think Ayton will be out for? I think Ayton will be back on the weekend is my guess. Is it better to raffle for Jordan 4's bread or wait to buy them in store? I don't think you'll see them in store. I know that those things here in Australia, like if it's on a raffle, it'll sell out. They don't appear in the store. And the Jordan 4 breads are one of the most anticipated shoes of the year. So they're just not going to appear in stores, I'm guessing. What are my top 5 country audiences in percentages? Off the top of my head, it's US, Canada, Australia, Philippines. I don't know what the 5th one is after that. I think it's New Zealand, but I'm not sure. But cheers to you for listening from the UK. From England, actually. How long is Houston good for? Well, while Harris and Wagner are out, that's where his value is. And if one of those two come back, then it will probably drop off. Is Tari Eason must roster? Yeah, the injury is a real bother for me. So I think as a backup with an ongoing injury that's a recurrence of an earlier injury makes me think probably not if you're really desperate. The Avalanche is to make fans all over the state more of a clue. Do you think that actually works, though? That the guys who live in Boulder or Colorado Springs, do they think, wow, that's great that this team in Denver really represents me? But they'll never go to games, really. I can't even think of any other cities in Colorado. But do you think that actually works? I don't know that it does. Do you think the Texas Rangers, the people in Houston or the people in San Antonio or the people in Lubbock are out here, or El Paso, they're all going, man, the Texas Rangers, they hit it for me. Do you think that happens? I don't know that it does. What head coach would you have coach your franchise? It's either Dagnott or Spoelstra, honestly. It's probably Spoelstra, but Dagnott's pretty bloody good. Would I pick up Vince Williams over Nembhard? Has he got more rest of season value? That is an interesting thing because you're right. Vince does have more longer term value than Nembhard. In the end, I probably wouldn't because I'm not sure that Vince Williams' rest of season value is actually at a 12-team level. I think it's probably more sub-12 and into 14-team, whereas Nembhard can have a run of 12-team value and then push back to being a 14-team league guy anyway. But it is an interesting question. No, we don't have any news on Thibault. What we're waiting on is news on Thibault, who is questionable, game time decision. Jaren Jackson's questionable. Santi Aldama is doubtful. Rui Hachimura is doubtful. He won't play. Otto Porter is doubtful. He won't play. LeBron is questionable. He will play. And Anthony Davis is probable. He will play. We don't have the information on the Grizzlies lineup. We don't have the information on the Raptors lineup. They're the two big questions that, unfortunately, we just don't have at the moment. Have I ever been to Texas? Judd, I have not been to Texas. At some point, maybe we will. I don't know. Haven't been there yet. All right. We are going to wrap this up. Thanks, everyone, for being in here and a part of the show. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe on the way out. That's a great way for you guys to help out the show. Always appreciate when you do that. And then I will see you later on. Well, actually, a look ahead for Wednesday coming up with a lot of interesting information. I think we'll answer a lot of the questions you guys have coming up straight after this. I'll see you guys there. Bye.